Welcome to the Cenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Okay, so you know that feeling, right? Lying in bed, but you're wide awake.
Yeah.
The thoughts just won't stop sometimes, or maybe you just can't get comfortable.
It's the worst.
I know. Or you finally drift off, but then hours later you're staring at the clock again.
Happens to all of us.
It really does. And there's always those sleep aids at the store, but I always wonder if there's a more natural way
Right.
to really get some good sleep. Something that's not going to be habit forming,
Totally. And that is actually what we are diving into today.
Perfect.
Looking at magnesium,
Okay.
which a lot of the research points to as like a really powerful way to naturally get better sleep.
Interesting.
So in this deep dive, we really want to explore how magnesium, this essential mineral, can actually improve your sleep quality. Like, why is it so important? How is it different from other things people try for sleep problems? And we'll even look at the different types of magnesium because it turns out they're not all created equal.
Okay, so magnesium for sleep. That sounds pretty straightforward. But why is it so important? We hear about so many things that are supposed to be good for our health. So what makes magnesium stand out when it comes to getting good sleep?
Well, one of the most interesting things we found digging into all the research is just how many roles magnesium plays in your body.
Really?
Over 300, actually.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of those directly affect things like your nervous system, how your muscles function, and of course your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like magnesium is a central support system for being able to rest.
A central support system. Okay, so how does that actually help me fall asleep and stay asleep? What are the details here?
So magnesium really helps your body and your brain shift into that calm, relaxed state that you need for sleep. And it does that in a few key ways. So first, it's involved in activating something called GABA receptors.
Okay.
So GABA is a neurotransmitter. And what it does, it basically slows down activity in your brain.
Interesting.
So you can kind of think of magnesium activating GABA as like turning down the lights in your brain, dimming things down, getting ready for sleep.
I like that analogy. Makes sense.
And then the second thing magnesium does is it actually supports the production of melatonin.
Ah, melatonin. I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah, you probably heard of it. It's your body's natural sleep hormone. And it kind of tells your body, hey, it's time to wind down for the night.
Okay.
And then finally, and this is a big one for a lot of people, magnesium helps regulate cortisol.
Oh, cortisol. The stress hormone.
Exactly. And that's the one that can leave you feeling all wired and anxious when you're just trying to relax.
Yes. Cortisol is definitely not my friend when I'm trying to get to sleep.
For sure. Really get in the way.
So if I'm not getting enough magnesium, could that actually be part of the reason why I have those nights where I just can't fall asleep?
Yeah, definitely.
Or, I wake up in the middle of the night, can't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
All that.
When you look at what all the research says, it really seems like a magnesium deficiency can be a factor in those sleep problems.
Yeah.
Like insomnia, waking up during the night and just generally feeling restless and anxious, which makes it hard to switch off and relax.
Gotcha. Now, you mentioned melatonin earlier, and I know a lot of people have probably tried melatonin supplements for sleep problems.
Right.
So how does magnesium compare to melatonin? Like, is one better than the other?
That's a really great question. And it's important to know that while they can both be helpful, they kind of address sleep from different angles. So melatonin mainly works on resetting your circadian rhythm, like your body's internal clock.
Right.
So it can be really useful if you're dealing with jet lag or your sleep schedule gets thrown off.
Yeah. Okay.
Magnesium, though, tackles the underlying issues like stress and anxiety, which we've been talking about. And that can be a huge part of why people have trouble sleeping.
Okay, so melatonin's more about getting your sleep schedule back on track, and magnesium is more about actually helping you relax so you can fall asleep in the first place.
Exactly. And that leads to some key advantages of magnesium that the research really highlights. For one, it can be used every day without that risk of becoming dependent on it, which is a concern some people have with other sleep aids.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it also tends to not have those side effects that people get with other things, like feeling groggy in the morning or having really vivid, weird dreams.
Interesting.
And I think the most important thing is that it targets the root cause of the problem.
Okay.
Which is the tension, the anxiety, the stress, rather than just masking the symptoms temporarily.
Right. So it's more like getting to the why I can't sleep rather than just kind of putting a Band-Aid on it.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I know there are different kinds of magnesium out there. I've seen them on supplement labels and stuff.
Yeah.
So are there certain types that are better for sleep?
That is a really important point to bring up because not all magnesium is the same, especially when you're thinking about how well your body can absorb it and how well it works for things like sleep. So let's break down a few of the key types that the research talks about. First up is magnesium glycinate.
Okay.
And this one is often highlighted as one of the best forms if you're really looking to improve your sleep, especially if anxiety is a factor.
Magnesium glycinate. Okay, so what makes that one so good for sleep?
Well, what's really interesting about magnesium glycinate is how it's put together. So it combines magnesium with glycine, which is an amino acid that on its own is known for helping you feel calmer and more relaxed.
Okay.
And that combo makes it really easy for your body to absorb the magnesium. Like, it's highly bioavailable.
Bioavailable. Okay. So my body can actually use it.
Exactly. And plus, it's generally non-laxative and easy on the stomach, which is a big plus.
Yeah, I appreciate that easy on the stomach part for sure.
Definitely. So is there anything else you want to know about magnesium?
Yeah, what about other types? Like what's another one that's supposed to be good for sleep?
Another important one is magnesium L-threonate. And this one is really interesting because studies have shown that it can actually cross the blood-brain barrier more effectively than some other types.
Oh, wow. So it can really get in there.
Yeah, it goes right to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Which means it can have a more direct impact on how your brain is functioning, and it can help to quiet those racing thoughts that keep a lot of people awake.
Ah, the racing thoughts. That's definitely a culprit for me some nights.
So if your mind is kind of like a whirlwind when you're trying to sleep, this could be a really good one to check out.
So L-threonate helps with that mental chatter. Got it. Any other types of magnesium I should know about?
Yeah, there's also magnesium citrate.
Okay.
Now, this one isn't always the top choice for sleep specifically, but it can be really helpful for people who sometimes have constipation along with their sleep issues.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because it can have a mild laxative effect while also helping to relax your muscles. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 in that situation.
Okay, so for just general sleep improvement, especially if I'm dealing with anxiety, magnesium glycinate seems like the winner. L-threonate if my mind won't shut off, and citrate if I need help with regularity. So how much magnesium do I actually need to take to see a difference in how I sleep?
That's a great question. So the general recommendation for adults is somewhere between 310 and 420 milligrams per day.
Okay.
But the thing is, a lot of people aren't getting enough magnesium just from their diet alone, especially if you're not eating magnesium-rich foods all the time.
Which I'll admit can be tough.
Yeah, life gets in the way.
It really does.
So yeah, for a lot of people, supplements can be a really helpful way to make sure they're getting enough.
Okay, so if I'm thinking about taking a magnesium supplement for sleep, how much should I be taking?
Well, if you're thinking about trying it out, I'd say a good place to start is with a moderate dose, maybe between 200 and 350 milligrams.
Okay.
And you want to take that about 30 to 60 minutes before you're planning to go to bed.
Oh, okay.
But of course, you should always check with your doctor, especially if you have any other health conditions going on.
Oh, right, of course.
But yeah, that general range can really help your body relax naturally and make it easier to fall asleep.
So you give it some time to kick in before you hit the pillow. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Now, what about getting magnesium from food? Like, what are some good things I should be eating?
Yeah, for sure. So while supplements can be a really useful tool, it's still important to eat plenty of magnesium-rich foods.
Right.
It's good for your overall health, and it can definitely contribute to better sleep. So some great options are leafy green vegetables like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Those are packed with magnesium.
I do like my leafy greens.
Good. And then nuts and seeds are awesome too. Things like almonds, pumpkin seeds, cashews, and whole grains too, like oats, brown rice, and quinoa.
Okay.
Oh, and legumes, lentils, black beans, chickpeas. All good sources.
Gotcha. So there are quite a few options out there.
Oh, and even bananas, avocados. Chocolate.
Yeah.
Those have magnesium too.
Oh, dark chocolate. That's my favorite.
There you go.
Well, this is good news for me. So it sounds like I can get magnesium from a lot of different healthy foods, which is great.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, are there any downsides to taking magnesium supplements? Like, should I be worried about side effects?
So for most people, magnesium is really safe, especially when you take it at the recommended dose. But if you take too much, you might experience some minor side effects. Things like diarrhea or an upset stomach, maybe some nausea. And if you take a really high dose, you might even get some cramping.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot and choosing the right type of magnesium. We talked about glycinate being easier on the stomach, right?
Exactly. Starting with a lower dose and choosing something like glycinate can help reduce those side effects, especially if you tend to have a sensitive stomach.
Gotcha. So magnesium sounds like a great tool, but it's probably not the whole picture, right?
Right.
Like, what else should I be doing to set myself up for good sleep?
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. Magnesium works best when it's part of a whole sleep routine.
Yeah.
It's like one important piece of the puzzle. So to really get the most out of it, you got to combine it with other good sleep habits.
Okay.
Like, for example, turning off all your screens at least an hour before bed.
Oh, that's a tough one.
But it's really important because that blue light they emit messes with your body's natural melatonin production.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that before. It's a good reminder. What else can I do?
Things like deep breathing exercises or meditation can be really helpful for lowering your cortisol levels and just getting your mind to calm down before sleep.
Okay.
Oh, and here's a little extra tip that some research mentioned. Taking a warm bath with Epsom salts.
Oh, I love a good bath.
Epsom salts actually have magnesium sulfate in them, which can be absorbed through your skin.
Oh, wow. So that's relaxing and good for sleep.
Exactly. Two birds, one stone.
All right, so we're almost out of time, but let's quickly cover some FAQs about using magnesium for sleep.
Yeah, that's good.
We've already talked about magnesium glycinate being a good option. Can I take that every night?
Yeah, generally speaking, magnesium is safe to take daily for most people. And actually being consistent with it can help you see better results over time. As long as you're staying within that recommended dose we talked about, 310 to 420 milligrams for adults, you should be good to go. Of course, if you have any health conditions, always check with your doctor first.
Of course.
But yeah, nightly use is usually fine.
Okay, good to know. And last question, how long does it actually take for magnesium to start helping me sleep better?
You know, it can really depend on the person. Some people notice a difference in just a few days, but for others, it might take a week or two to really feel the full effects.
Okay.
It depends on things like your current magnesium levels, the type you're taking, your overall bedtime routine, all that plays a role. But the main thing is to be consistent.
Right.
Stick with it and give it some time.
So the big takeaway here seems to be that magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate, can be a really natural and effective way to help me sleep better
Yeah,
by helping to regulate those stress hormones and calm my nervous system.
exactly. It's about giving your body that essential mineral it needs to wind down naturally and get the truly restful sleep you deserve.
So for you listening out there, maybe it's worth trying to get more magnesium from your diet and maybe consider a good quality magnesium glycinate supplement.
Yeah, and don't forget all those good sleep habits we talked about.
Right. It's about finding a way to sleep better naturally long term, not just quick fixes.
I love that.
And so to leave you with something to think about, how could making sure you're getting enough of this simple but essential mineral be the key to finally unlocking that amazing sleep you've been wanting and waking up feeling refreshed and energized? It's definitely something to explore.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.